Hi, Cinemal's Fire. I have been staring at my camera for like a good solid 15 minutes now because I'm doing the no-cut confessional video, and I thought maybe I could just get all of the spacing out that I do in front of the camera out of the way before I started, and then I wouldn't have a lot of long, awkward pauses. I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think it works that way, but here we go. So I'm doing the no-cut confessional. The questions are: I feel, I want, I fear, and I am. Start with I feel. I'm just gonna leave it there. I feel like I could just be really lazy with this challenge and just give like 5-word answers, and then it would be over in 30 seconds, and I wouldn't have to worry about this whole not editing thing. But I guess I won't do that because that seems kind of cheap since no one else did that. So I feel like I don't really want to do this video. I'm not good at just consistently talking. I either need to have some kind of feedback, like if I'm talking to a person, I need to have some kind of a back and forth. I can't just carry on a conversation for several minutes. That's just me, unless I'm like telling a story or something. But then I need to be, really wrapped up in the story and just get caught up in it and not care that someone is just staring at me while I go on and on and on. Or, the pauses, the edits help you say something and then you can stop and kind of consider, like, did that come out right? I'll say it again. Okay, was that good enough? That probably was good. Okay, what do I want to say next? What am I gonna, am I going somewhere with this? I also kind of start rambling the longer I go. If you hadn't noticed, a lot of my videos end up that way. I either have a lot of short takes or I have one really long take that kind of just falls apart towards the end. So that's just how it goes. And I've tried to get better about that in my videos. Like, I've tried to make a point to have longer sections because I don't want to have it be a constant, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, because there is a point where jump cuts just get kind of irritating and honestly kind of lazy because, you can just depend on your editing to make you sound really smooth and intelligent when actually you're just saying like 4 words and then stopping for 2 minutes and saying 4 more words. And I think there's a happy medium there somewhere. It's okay to make cuts, but you also need to know what you're doing to a certain extent beyond just hoping it comes together in the edits. And I've tried to get better about that. I don't know that I have, but I've tried to get a little better at that. I want to be a more consistent person. If I say I'm going to do something, I want to know that I'm going to follow through with it. And if I want the ideas that I have late at night to exist outside of my head before I fall asleep. I want more of those things to happen in reality, and I want the time that I spend just kind of zoning out on my phone or something to be intentional, like rests between things, not just time that I sort of lost because I wasn't paying attention or because I was putting something off. I want the time that I spend relaxing to actually be relaxing, and the time that I spend doing things to actually be doing things. I want to be more present, I guess. Part of that is just getting more stuff done. And I've gotten better about that recently, which is good, but I've been kind of struggling to get a 3rd video up on Lucency, my new channel. I should have something up this week, probably. But just getting moving on it is a little harder now that it's gotten started, and I'm not quite as motivated about like, I'm starting a new thing. Now it's like, all right, now I'm continuing a thing, which is sometimes harder, I guess, if that makes sense. But so yeah, I want to be more doing more things, even if that doesn't mean working harder necessarily, just doing things that I want to do, not things that I end up doing. I fear pain, but that's probably normal. I think that's like a built-in thing that people have. It's probably a good thing. The thing that I really fear is that inevitably there will come a day when my luck will just run out. I feel like luck has been a really major part of my life, and I don't necessarily mean that in like an imposter syndrome kind of way, like I don't deserve anything that I have, or I haven't worked at all to have the things that I have. Just that I think luck has kind of played a really big part in a lot of it. Like I have the job I have today because I got lucky and was interested in the right things growing up that just happened to lead me into a pretty good job that if, like not recently, I guess it's been a couple years now, but when I was laid off, there was a very obvious path to another place. It wasn't something that was really narrow or something that I had to worry about not being able to find somewhere else. I have a set of skills that are very in high demand, and they pay, and those aren't things that I planned. It's just luck. And in a lot of ways, I've just fallen into a lot of things, and there's been a lot of times when I've just sort of not worried about something because I felt pretty confident that, like I always have, I would coast through and make it out on the other side. When I almost left college, that's what I did, and it worked out. When I decided that I was going to get into a relationship right before moving away to another college, just did that, and that worked out. Just a lot of things just work out, and I feel like someday the scales are going to balance themselves and everything will stop working out, and the world will remember, like, oh wait, you don't actually deserve a lot of this stuff. Let me balance it out, and I'll start losing everything. And that's what I worry about. That's my fear. I am many-sided. I'm overworked and idle too. I have a goal, and yet I'm aimless. I don't all of me fit in. I'm awkward, shy, and rude, nasty, and good-natured. That's all of that poem that I can remember. But it's the first thing that came to mind when I first saw the am question, because I have a hard time answering that. And that poem, I think, is a good example of why. I like it because I like that people can be paradoxical, and that's okay. I'm allowed to be an introvert and an extrovert. I'm allowed to be driven by my emotions and by reason. I'm allowed to like Star Trek and Star Wars. You don't have to always be one thing. And I like that I can be many things, and I hope that I can continue to be many things, and I hope that those things are things that I want to be. So there we go. I guess that's it. This is weird. I'm not used to not pausing, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm not going to tag anybody because everyone I would have tagged has already done it, and I don't really know anyone else who would be interested in it. But if you have come across this video, of course, feel free to take on the tag, and I will see you guys next time.